Today, we're diving into the pristine waters of Cypress Springs on a brand new inflatable paddleboard. How does this new ISUP stack up against the rest, and what beauty awaits beneath the surface of this stunning spring? Well, stick around to find out. Cypress Springs, a hidden gem only accessible by water, is famous for its breathtaking beauty and crystal clear water. Plus, I'm excited to test out this American-made paddleboard from a brand known for its top-tier construction. From paddling upstream to reach this secluded spot to exploring the depths of the spring with an underwater scooter, this adventure is my kind of day. Join me as we paddle our way to the spring and dive in. On this beautiful weekday, I'm in Vernon, Florida on Holmes Creek, where I arrived early to the boat ramp just a little ways downstream from the spring run. Now this place can get crowded, so being early on weekdays is best. I unpacked this brand new paddleboard from Hydrus, attached my electric ISUP pump, and let it do the hard work for me while I get my other gear packed up and ready to go. It doesn't take very long, and we're ready to hit the water. Down at the boat ramp, the creek is calm and quiet this morning, just how I like it. Loading the gear onto the paddleboard is pretty simple. The front of the board has bungees on the deck that I can tuck my things under to keep them secure. My largest dry bag I toss on the back of the board and don't bother with securing it as the water is calm and I don't anticipate it having the chance to fall off. The next thing to do is to shove off, take a right, and head upstream.
Oh wow.
My first impression paddling the board was good. It tracked straight as I expect most all paddleboards to do and slipped through the water with ease. To me, paddleboards glide through the water quite a bit easier than a recreation or fishing kayak as they just have less drag.
Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful day to be trying a new paddleboard, trying a new in the water toy, and I'm early, only one out here on the water. This is great. I was just paddling up and I noticed there's some scuplins over there growing on a vine. They're not quite ready yet. Let's go check them out. Oh, don't fall, Trip. Should we try a sour one? Let's try a sour one. Woo! Well, actually, it's not totally bad. A little bitter, but good. That right there is going to be a scuplin or a persimmon, or people have different names for them. Scuplin, muscadine, not a persimmon. Used to eat those a lot when I was a kid. They're not quite ripe yet. They turn kind of a purplish, brownish, tannish color. Some of them are different, and then they are delicious to eat.
The natural beauty of the creek is something to appreciate, especially this early in the morning with everything being so calm and quiet, not yet disturbed by the many rental crafts that will be coming through here a little later. I don't have to go far upstream before coming to the spring run on my left. It's created by Cypress Springs, which puts out about 65 million gallons of 68-degree water daily. Depending on the water levels and recent rains, the spring run can be very clear as well, but today there are a few tannins mixed in the water from a side creek, but the spring should still be pristine. As we get closer, the transition to the spring water is visible. The differences in temperature, density, natural oils, and the particles in the water give an oil-and-water type effect as they resist mixing together. As I continue to paddle up, the deeper blue areas come into view. These are the spots where the spring is venting up from underground as the 65 million gallons is released from the aquifer. The urge to just dive in and drink the water is oh so tempting.
have a few new things to share with y'all today. One is a new paddleboard. Now, this is a brand called Hydrus. Thank you, airplane, for flying over while I'm shooting this. And this is their Paradise model, so it's a little bit longer and a little bit more narrow, kind of the board style that I like. I know there's probably a lot of people thinking, why hasn't Trip made a paddleboard video in a while? Is he just not paddleboard anymore? Does he just go on his boat stuff? Well, I somewhat lost my faith in inflatable paddleboards. Then I started doing my research because I want to get another paddleboard to bring on my boat and things like that. And I found this brand. It's owned by an American. He lives in Colorado. I spoke with him on the phone. He's been building boards for a long time. He even has, like, they used to build their own inflatable boards. He understands how they're made, what it takes to hold them together. And I started telling him about some of the issues that I've had with some boards. And he knew the brands, he knew the problems, he knew everything that was going on. And so I was like, wow, this guy is really educated. Then he told me about his boards and how they're made differently, like welded seams versus glued seams, which is super important. Which, you know, one of my oldest paddle boards, my red Paddle Co., I've had it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer. And it's been inflated since basically the day I got it. And it's still inflated in my shop at full PSI. And I've had other paddle boards that have failed me. Failed seams, leaks, you know, air bubbles in the pad. You guys, if you know paddle boards, you know these issues that I'm talking about. When you weld the seams, you're like heating them or doing something, and it's just making them one instead of gluing them together, which is where I've had issues and where a lot of other people have had issues, and there's been recalls and things like that. So this board is going to hopefully restore my faith in inflatable paddle boards. And there's a lot of things different about this board that I want to share with you guys too. Oh yeah, and don't worry, we're going to get in the beautiful spring and do some free diving. And I have a new underwater scooter that's going to be exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been on one before, which is a crazy thing to think, but now's the perfect time.
A few things I want to quickly point out. The board can be inflated to up to 20 psi, which speaks of the strength in the seams. There are extra D-rings on the back for more bungees or securing a cooler or seat. There are grab handles on the front, back, and sides where you need them. Plenty of bungees on the front of the board to secure various items, a D-ring under the bow for towing, some sort of reinforcing seam down the center line both top and bottom for extra strength, a US fin box so you can use various fins and attachments. Now this board actually came with 3 fins for different applications. That's really handy. Now color options are currently limited to gray, but it still looks good and is going to keep looking good for a long while.
And I want to mention that this isn't a brand that reached out to me and said, Trip, I want to send you a paddleboard, like happens all the time for the last several years, like weekly. It's so aggravating, but this is a brand that I learned about, that I found, I contacted, I spoke with the owner, and I paid money for the paddleboard. Okay?
Now I'm going to take the board for a little unloaded test drive. Now, it's very rigid. Jason, the owner, told me it was going to be more rigid than I expected, and he was right. There are some key design elements that make this board this way. It doesn't have any fancy features that are touted to aid in rigidity, but supposedly the way the board is built is just better. Now, the owner actually suggested I make a video comparing its rigidity to other boards. I might just have to do that. It glides through the water really well, as it's more narrow than your typical board. If you're looking for more stability, they do have other board options that are wider to provide that increased security while standing. Alright, let's get in the water.
It's nice and fast, I like that. Nice catch. Yep.
was a total blast, but one of the units shut down on me and I couldn't get it to turn back on. I probably need to read the manual better. We'll give it another go later. I only brought the one Nalgene of water with me and it was empty, so I dove down to the spring vent to fill it up with the good stuff. This is another one of those little things I really love about coming to a place like this and getting a little more taste of nature. As I prepare to take my first sip of the cool, clean water, I have to thank Element for sponsoring another video here on the channel. I'm so grateful to have a product I honestly believe in and consume every single day because I know it does my health good. At least one packet every day is normal for me, and maybe 2 if I'm working out or adventuring harder than normal. Element ingredients are free of junk, containing only what I need. The 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium keep my electrolytes topped off. It's basically 0 calories and is often the only thing I consume on my fasting days prior to my workouts. I know many of my followers are experiencing the benefits of Element, and I encourage you to make the better choice and give it a try. It can be just as enjoyable as some of the junk drinks you're already paying for. Right now, Element is offering a deal to my audience. When you go through my link, drinklmnt.com/TritSmith, you get a free sample 8-pack with any order. Next month, make another order of your favorite flavor using the link again and get yourself another free sample pack. And thank me later. After I warm my body temperature back up from the 68-degree water, I take another session in the big blue hole that formed no telling how many years ago. Could you imagine being some of the first explorers and stumbling upon this? Native Americans may have seen these as magical places, and early explorers probably wanted to call something like this the Fountain of Youth for all I know. It was a treasure then and is a treasure now. I just hope everyone can be respectful of these areas so that we can enjoy them for generations to come.
Hey boss, you been going to the bottom?
Yeah.
How's the pressure not get to your head?
Well, when I go down, I'm equalizing. So as you go down, hold your nose and try to blow out your nose. And you can go as far as you want. You go hundreds of feet.
Really?
Yeah.
So you just blow out there because you can't really hold it, like, can you? Because you got the mask on.
Yeah, so you're not actually blowing air out. You're trying to blow air out, but you're stopping yourself from doing it. So you're just doing this.
All the way, split it, and right there.
You're not physically holding your nose.
Yes, I am physically holding my
You
nose.
the mask up?
Well, no.
No, just holding it like you would normally.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just normally hold your nose.
Yeah.
In the process of blowing, but not actually.
Who do these?
Yeah, I don't know where he went. I guess
He was right over there. I'll find him. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Before long, the place got pretty crowded, so I decided to keep moving. I made my way back down the spring run and people were still making their way to the spring head. Now, there are a number of rental companies that are popular to those who are on vacation in the Florida Panhandle, like Panama City Beach and the Destin area, which I'm pretty sure is where most of this traffic is coming from. Once I got back into Holmes Creek, instead of going downstream where I came from, I turned left and head upstream to check out the kayak-only launch.
We're gonna get up.
You're good. Y'all are still floating. Y'all doing good.
My multi-day paddling camping event, Rockadock, is coming up in late September, and this is a popular paddle for the attendees, so it's good to put my eyes on it and the waterway in general. Visit tripsmith.live/Rockadock for more information. Eventually, I turn back around and head back downstream towards the truck, weaving through the other paddlers.
Good, how are you? Y'all get to put the plug in.
Well, that was it for this day. I hope you enjoyed it as I did. I look forward to sharing the next adventure with you soon. Get out there, God bless, and I love you.